Okay, so our final recommendation is that we really understand the economics of mining in the Yukon before making decisions about those big transformative projects. We need to make sure that the legacy that mining is leaving is in fact positive. And that means looking at subsidization, remediation, loss of other high value land uses such as tourism, on the land learning, and just doing that basic financial accounting and reporting. That may mean, or is going to mean, going beyond gross domestic product or GDP, which tells us how much money is being generated, but it's not going to tell us whether that money was helpful, who benefited from it, how much damage was done in the process, or even how much money ended up leaving the jurisdiction the moment it was generated. Another problem with GDP is that it actually includes costs to taxpayers, such as reclamation of abandoned mines. So that means that taxpayer-funded cleanup of sites like Faro, Wolverine show up as a net positive to the economy. So if we take just a moment to look at placer royalties, we learn that campground fees in the Yukon are actually larger than placer royalties. And that ties back into the first recommendation, and that was reforming legislation. So ultimately, perhaps we would wish to use the triple bottom line approach. It's a much more holistic cost-benefit analysis than, say, GDP. It recognizes that while economic criteria can be easily measured or quantified in dollars, social and environmental criteria are not as easily quantifiable. But we also know that economic growth cannot happen in isolation without benefits to social and environmental domains. So this triple bottom line views the economy as a subset of the society in which we live and want to live in, which is in turn a subset of our environment and its physical limits. So society and environment are not the result of the economy, but the economy is a product of and constrained by the social aspirations that we have and the physical limits of our living planet. And at no time in my lifetime has this message been more salient than during the COVID-19 era.